Slinky Dog Dash is a mock rides launch coaster themed around the character from the Toy Story franchise that opened in 2018 at Hollywood Studios in the Walt Disney Resort in Orlando, Florida. It's located in the actual Toy Story Land section of the park with Alien Swirling Saucers and Toy Story Mania, the Shooting Dark ride. It's one of the looser themes surrounding a coaster for Disney, basically just themed around Andy building a small roller coaster for his toys in his backyard. So there's just some giant versions of the characters from the movies, such as Jessie and Rex. The queue line also has some nice theming with you maneuvering around some giant boxes and toy pieces for the coaster you are about to ride, along with some extra track pieces laying around as well. The coaster also features a ton of lights all along the track that look great at night and follow the train as it goes throughout the layout. The train itself features just a standard lap bar with Slinky Dog's rings and body being the entire train. Despite its moderate stats, it's really visually stunning, especially at night as you enter the land from the main pathway. It features 2 launches with a top speed of 40 miles per hour, a height of 50 feet, and lasts about 2 minutes in ride time. Now that we got the stats out of the way, let's see how it rides. The ride begins with a slight right turn out of the station before entering a booster launch into the tallest part of the ride. You then make a sweeping curved drop along the main pathway and go into a small hill with some decent floater airtime. You then enter a somewhat intense upward helix around the large toy structure before entering a fun little double down with some more light airtime. You make a 180-degree left turn before making another slight right-hand turn that goes into the second launch section. You pass under the ride's exit bridge before going backwards slightly like the ride is winding up, and the toy flames start spinning rapidly on either side of you. You then start launching very gradually as the signs above you start lining up as well, and you begin to rise up into another large hill. You don't really get any air time, but you do get a great view of Galaxy's Edge to your left, as you also turn that way and enter a bunch of small hills in a row. You again don't get much air time, but they're still fun nonetheless. You then dive back down towards the left and make an S-bend turn before entering the final brake run, as you are serenaded by Wheezy the Penguin, who is singing "You Got a Friend in Me" as you exit the ride. Overall, this ride is a perfect family coaster. It is just the right amount of intensity to not really scare kids away, but also has some fun launches and airtime sprinkled throughout to keep the adults happy as well. I can definitely see how this would be a lot of kids' favorite coaster due to how smooth and re-rideable it is. It's still a fun ride for me too, probably right in the middle of my overall rankings and Disney coaster rankings as well. I think it's a step up from something like Thunder Mountain or Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, but not quite as good as Space Mountain or Everest. This ride is also very popular at the park, so it consistently gets some of the longest lines too. The queue line is all outdoors, so I would suggest trying to do this as early as possible to reduce wait times and not wait in the hot Florida sun for too long. It also goes down quite a bit due to the rain, which happens a lot in Florida, so if it has a short line, I'd try to do it as soon as possible for that reason. It's definitely a ride you should do at the park though, even at this park that is filled with a bunch of great modern Disney attractions. Be sure to subscribe for more content and be on the lookout for more coaster reviews and other theme park videos in the near future.